that had good words to say, said hi, parents got their kids here on time. So thank you guys very much. Thank you very much to the Friends of Football. We had our banquet last night, so I'm like, thank you, Dad. I'm trying to rep it all through my head. I'm not going to try to redo it because I don't have the sheet in front of me. So sorry for anyone that I missed. But thank you, everybody that helped. You know who you are, so you're all covered. Obviously, football-wise, it was a really good year for us in terms of bouncing back from having a real good group of kids last season. I think we had a group of seniors that were really hungry to show that they weren't just a bunch of bench warmers, that they were guys that can play football, and they're really backed up by some pretty good talent here. So, real excited about the way things are going at Bow River right now in terms of football. I think in terms of athletics right now, I think everyone should be pretty excited about where the school's headed. So it was a successful year. Obviously not as successful as we want it to be. We're going to get there. We're going to keep trying to find new ways to win. But to these, especially the seniors that are doing this for the last time, they just did a phenomenal job leading this program and taking a lot of pressure off of us as coaches. Then, of course, I'd like to thank my coaches who do a fantastic job. You know, got to be here every day, just like any coach. You don't have to sit and complain about it, but you're here every single day. And sometimes it's not the easiest thing to be on that very day. You might be tired or whatever, and they show up and they just do a phenomenal job working with these kids. So, real good job for them. So we won't waste too much time. Start right here with the freshmen. Real good freshman class. We got 14 freshmen. I'm actually missing 2 of their certificates, but luckily I got that nailed down, so we'll make sure they get accounted for. Didn't win as many games as I think they won 1 game in JV, but they're certainly getting there. It's a real talented group, and you got to remember, if it's a JV game, it's really, you know, we had a freshman team essentially playing against JV teams, and they competed pretty well. We're pretty excited about this group and their future. So without further ado, first up is wide receiver, defensive back, DJ Patch. Next up, DJ's sidekick, or vice versa, wide receiver, defensive back, Nick Kirka. At tight end and linebacker, Damon Stone. Again, wide receiver, defensive back, Kate Rogers. Offensive, defensive lineman, Hunter Lampker. Offensive line, defensive line, Nate Kapusta. Offensive line, defensive line, Colt Billings. Offensive line, defensive line, John
whole
Green.
9th grade, all good. Yeah. Problem is they all go.
Offensive line, defensive line,
right
Kyle
there.
Stalker.
That's the challenge. They just get the skill that we have.
Offensive Offensive line, defensive line, Dylan Levy. Running back, linebacker, Ryan Ward.
Yeah.
I went to, that's not something.
Wide receiver, defensive back, Brian Eaton.
After he stood right there last night and told those kids, make sure you're here tonight.
Running back, linebacker, Matt Roberts, who does not have, I don't have a thing for you, Matt, but. O-line, D-line, Nate Whipple. Offensive line, defensive line, Owen Ahern. I'm sorry, linebacker, Owen Ahern. Wide receiver, quarterback, and defensive back, Jake Bishop.
Come on, yakking at me. It's interrupting your video.
I don't care. That's the best part.
I heard that. I heard something.
Quarterback and defensive back, Mike Morgan. Offensive lineman, linebacker, defensive lineman, Ethan Merriam.
Woo!
Running back, linebacker, Larry Lambert.
Woo! Go Larry!
Wide receiver, defensive back, Cody Cook. O-line, D-line, Kevin McGuire. Wide receiver, defensive back, Tristan Zolodek. Running back, linebacker, Zach Allen. Tight end, defensive end, Dylan Shelby. Running back, defensive back, Cade Timbers. O-line, D-line, Caleb Bosch.
Hey, Caleb.
Wide receiver, defensive back, Brendan
From
Howard.
wrestling.
think his Vipers are real.
Then linebacker, offensive lineman, Tyler Wood.
No, it's his first year. Wrestler.
O-line, D-line, Kevin Sheridan. Offensive line, defensive line, and also one of the participants in the North-South game this weekend, Will Shorey.
Woo! We're going, kiddo.
Wide receiver, linebacker, Caleb Curington. All right, senior captain, wide receiver, defensive back, Chris Patch. Oh, and also, Chris is in the North-South game this weekend as well.
Woo!
Captain, offensive line, defensive line, and also in the North-South game this weekend, Jake Pitts.
Yeah. Woo!
Captain, offensive line, defensive line, Lucas Bendig.
No matter what he tells you, he's having a blast. On Sunday, he was so just nerved up about it.
And captain, offensive line,
since he
defensive
went
line,
Sunday.
Brett Johnson.
Woo!
I did need to mention, as I had said with a couple of those guys, we have 3 guys participating in the Vermont North-South game this weekend. It's at 12:30 at Castleton College for anyone that's interested in going. It's a pretty big honor for these guys, so it's great to have 3 members of our team in that. So real good credit to the work they put in. That's 2014 Minutemen.
Woo!
Now for the Rod Sedegren, guy that really deserves this thing and just put in an unbelievable amount of work and time and effort into this program. And as everyone knows with these guys, you know, this group had a pretty good group of seniors ahead of them. So some of them didn't play a whole lot of football till this year, and they were all patient. A lot of guys could have gone it, but I think we got the right guy here, Kevin Sheridan.
Yeah!
I'd also like to quickly thank Kim and Uri. I forgot that in my opening comments, but did a great job. Thank you very much, Kim. That's all we have.